know that Oregon, of the 50 states, is the most affected by these secure rural schools funds. They know this. The governor knows it. The legislature knows it. We also know that voters typically are very upset when measures are put back to them that they have just recently voted on. We know that. And so what we need here is a time of leadership where we will say we are going to have to take the hard work of putting together a budget that does not have the kind of revenue that I wish it had. And instead of sitting here and talking about these issues for a long period of time, I think it's important that we take a moment. And that's the reason why I've written this up and taken the time to put it down on paper as to what are the real facts that lead us to the decision we make today. So it seems to me that we need to be honest and truthful about what have we done over the last few years. What have we done? We've asked the voters, we've informed the voters, and they have said no. Now, we could repeat that and go a different way from going through the painful process of the budget and then looking for a different course after a period of time passes. We could do what I'm suggesting, or we could just go ahead and enact this tax and expect perhaps some opposition from the public. Where are we going to be if that tax is overturned? In worse shape than we are today. So I may have some support on this board for this, I may not, but I think it's important that we show some leadership and make some decisions so that our organization knows what direction we're moving in and that we have a plan to get out of the hole we're in.
Mr. Green?
Well, I don't plan on supporting this. Thank you for putting the work into it. I agree with Commissioner Dwyer. It just feels like it's some sort of a opportunity to, I don't know, to capture some attention, grandstand. But the only way I would support this, Commissioner, if you were the first one in line leading with the rest of the people you're suggesting that we lay off. So if you did that, then I would feel as though that you were sincere about it and you were genuine about it. If you led the pace and say, okay, here's some good leadership, I'm going out the door with you, but that's not going to happen. So I won't support this for all those reasons.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Commissioner Dwyer, that this is a very serious matter and that it does rise to this level of high level of scrutiny. And we've had public testimony, and people have told us they either want to enact it, don't enact it, take option 6, option 7. There are many different opinions here around this room and along the board here. None of us are king. All of us are here to do our job. And I don't think it's fair to cast aspersions upon those of us who may not agree with a particular outcome that you're expecting. I'm doing the best job I can to represent my people.
Point of order. Point of personal privilege. We had a hearing based on what was before the people had an opportunity to see. We didn't have a hearing on the motion that you seconded.
The principles in this motion that I seconded are pretty much consistent with many of the public comments that I've heard today with respect to fairness, with respect to building a bridge to permanent solutions. What we're looking at here with respect to the public safety income tax measure is more of a stopgap. It is not a complete comprehensive package, as I discussed earlier. We have a $20 million shortfall in our public works department. Are we going to come back next year and ask them for another income tax? Is it going to be a gas tax? I really think that we need to take a look at this more comprehensively before we rush to judgment. Yes, it's terrible to lose 200 jobs. This is terrible. But at the same time, I firmly believe that democracy trumps expediency here. We need to slow this down and make sure we do this right. We need to give the citizens an opportunity to voice their particular ideas. Minimally, I would accept a referral to the May ballot.